Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, February 25th, and you know what it is when it's Thursday? That's right. It's a little throat punch Thursday. Yep, that's what we're looking at here this morning. Look at the SPY. We're pulling back here a little bit. We're right now hanging out at the 3. That's okay. We do have some news coming out today. We have some GDP numbers coming out, and of course, because it's Thursday, we have jobless claims. So kind of waiting on that. The other thing that's weighing on the market, kind of freaking it out a little bit, is the Treasury yield is up. So that underlying interest rate is up, higher than it's been in about a year, I think is what they said. So yeah, that, underneath the market kind of freaking it out a little bit, but that's okay. So the 10-year Treasury yield is up to 7.8 basis points, and it had been hanging around 3 for like ever, it seemed like. So anyway, that's what's going on under the market. And what we have coming up in the market: jobless claims and GDP. So we'll sit back, be patient, and see what comes. Right? That's all we can do. Follow the price action. Price action, price action, price action. Here's what the Qs look like today. Right now, they're pulling back in. We're still inside the body of yesterday's candle, and I think that this is just fine because it was a really nice move that we had yesterday. We have this little triple top. So what we're really watching for, we want to break that and get back up above that 20 in the SPY. Remember, we were talking about this 20 the last several days. We tested it, we came through it, and we pushed away a bit here. So, but keep an eye on all of that news and see what happens here. Real quick, I want to talk about two things. Gamestop. Asked about GameStop. Everybody wants to know what's going on. This started running yesterday afternoon, and Don, one of our members, pointed out, he's like, hey, it's getting a little frisky. So we looked at it, and I was like, oh, yeah, it is. It's kind of frisky. It's kind of frisky. And then all of a sudden, holy heck, somebody lit a fire underneath it, and it just went cruising. So this is what it looked like when it closed yesterday. What does it look like right now? And this is crazy. So one of the things I want to talk about is, if you get in this trade, are you nervous about what's going to happen because it does all of this crazy stuff? If you are, then don't trade it. There are a bunch of other stocks out there, and if you think that this is just a great way to make quick money, I want to point this part out to you, because I'm pretty sure that the people up here thought it was a great way to make quick money too. So I am imploring you to stay away from these stocks if you're as a swing trade. That I would not put your money into this trade. One of my mentors used to say that all the time. I wouldn't play that with your money, and that is true in this one. If you just feel the need to trade, be super disciplined. Put in a very quick stop just in case, and only day trade it. Do not hold this overnight. Now, somebody will inevitably come back and say, well, Heather, but if I held it, if I got in it yesterday and I was still holding it, I'd make money. Yep, that's true. But you can't go back and do that from yesterday to today, because we're already at today. So we have to look at the future. And what's going to happen with it? We don't know. And I'm just imploring you, please. There are so many people that are caught up here. And just, it's a very dangerous trade. That's it. That's all. That's where I'm sitting on it. Okay. The other trade I want to talk about, I'm in XLF, and I am still in XLF. I sold a third of it off here, about half. No, I think I sold a half of it off. I don't remember. Sad. I should remember, shouldn't I? I have to go take a look here in it. Yeah, I sold half of it. So I have half my position left. I had to pull up my little window here. I have half of a position left, and it's continuing to move up here this morning. It's at 33.89. So I am totally good with holding onto this here. As of the close yesterday, I was up 63% on it, and I'm good holding onto it now. Just because I'm good holding onto it, does that mean that you should continue to hold? Well, I think that depends on how you feel about it. Are you anxious because it's doing really well and you really want to take the profit? Then take the profit. It's great. You can come back into it at a different strike. You can wait for a little pullback. There's all different ways to play this. The chart isn't telling me to sell this yet. So yesterday I took that half position off, and it was, that made me feel very comfortable. So now I can just hang out with the remaining part of the trade. Okay, and I didn't say I was going to talk about this one, but I'm going to anyway. Gbtc, this is the one I had sold a third out of. I missed entering more at the end of the day yesterday, to be honest. Just blonde moment, totally forgot. This is continuing up here nicely, so I will add a third position, that my 1/3 back. And when I decide to sell another portion of it, it will be based on the original trade. So my original trade in there, I'm up like 25% or so. Anyway, these are longer term, so selling some, buying some back in, kind of floating in and out of it is what I am doing here. Okay, so what am I watching for this morning? I am coming in to look here at Nike. So Nike, pretty big drawdown. We started a little bit of a reversal yesterday. So now I'm watching, I'd like to see this continue on here and prove that it wants to, put in that little bit of a rounded bottom and come back up. It's sitting right at this moment at a monthly pivot at that 136.95 area. And it's trading at 136.99. That's right there at that monthly pivot. I want it to be over 137. That's going to be a trigger there for Nike. I'm watching the April 16th 140s in Nike. Again, over 137. Financials have done so well. That's what XLF is. It is a financial ETF. And going along with that, Discover Financial Service. Really like this. There's still room up here to that 100. So I was looking for something that's not just completely overheated. DFS fits that. The 416, 100, anything over yesterday's close, I really like it there. Over yesterday's close. Not the high, but the close. And while I watch these, I might as well have a cup of Starbucks. We looked at this yesterday, and it was already way at the top, and I said at that point, well, I didn't want to chase it on yesterday's action, so I will look to enter today. Beautiful move. This morning, it is sitting at 103, so it's pulled in just a little bit. My trigger for entry will be through yesterday's close. That was at 104.38, and that'll continue. A continued move up will pull that 3 nicely over the 8. And you see that the 20 is right in there too. So having those moving averages really close gives us a nice area for a stop. You could use that 20 for a stop. Okay, so for Starbucks, I'm looking at the 416, Starbucks 105. A couple others that look good but did not set up for, I just really didn't like their option chains. Gevo, I know, God, I can't believe this this would be a good equity trade. It's a good good price point for some equity, anything over the 8 there, and then then we want to see the it be productive and get over that 20. But anything over the 8 there, I think looks pretty good on Gevo, MGNI. Anything over yesterday's close, it pulls that 3 right nicely back up over the 8. This had a really nice move, came back in, filled the gap, and now we're looking for continuation on MGNI and Upwork. This one's been on the list several times. Beautiful candle day before yesterday after earnings, nice reversal up off earnings yesterday, popped up, came back down, right back at the 8. So what I'm looking for is a move up off of that 8 and continue back up. Okay, so that's what I'm watching in Upwork. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, reach out, Heather C at Giving Trading, or you can catch me in the chat room. Have a fantastic Throat Punch Thursday.